Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. In this month's episode, we are playing what I call Psychedelic Vengevine. This is our second match in our third game in a row where we started with one land. But we do have an underworldly gaze, and a pretty fast start otherwise with Stitcher Supplier, Gravecaller, two of our 2-drop payoffs. Overall, yeah, I like the way this deck is or this hand's looking right now. We just cannot ever get the second land off the top, though. Man. Alright, so Psychic Frog is what... Well, I've been toying around with Vengevine, particularly because I like Souls of the Lost so much. And then Wight of the Reliquary, similar to Souls of the Lost. And then, but it's really Psychic Frog that kind of brings it all together, letting us pitch our hand into that we can recur, creatures we can recur from the graveyard. Alright, digging for our land. Don't need another one of those. Alright, so we found another land, which is good. Question is, do we go for the frog? Get the party started, or do we do some more setup? I think we probably want to do a little bit more. Get the Bloodghast. Yes, we would like to use its ability. Probably should have done the Stitcher Supplier first. In hindsight. Oh, and 3 lands. Wow, it's so interesting how... So we could save the Crawler to pitch to the Psychic Frog, which is probably what I'm going to do. It's not as efficient mana speaking, but yeah, it's early morning here on a Saturday, still waking up. This deck is interesting in how it's some of the ways it's played for me, where we keep one-landers, struggle to find a second land. We managed pretty quickly to get one, to use our graveyard shenanigans, find 3 lands versus no creatures. It's when you have a handful of action, you're due to draw some lands, but man, I'm not getting too lucky with there's the Vengevine. Alright, so now I think we're going to want to play the Psychic Frog. I mean, we'll get in with the Stitcher Supplier first. It looks like our opponent maybe missed a land drop in their Jeskai control deck. They're playing Prismatic Ending, which does not make me happy with the Psychic Frog's chances of living, but if they end up not having another exile effect, but instead having a damage-based effect, we can hopefully get it out of the range by pitching at least a Gravecrawler and Vengevine. It's a 1-2, so we would have to probably, well, we'll see what they play. Found their 3rd land. Okay, spicy, I like it. Exile the top card. Whenever one or more cards are put into exile from your library in our graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter. See what they get. Flage. It's probably not what they really wanted to see there. Meanwhile, should probably just let that go. Now we will discard another card. This is now a 3/4. Block. We kind of just want to hit a land or a 1-drop. Untapped land or 1-drop. You know you can do a deck. Fatal Push. That is neither a land nor a 1-drop. It is a good answer for some of what they're probably trying to do, though. So we're going to attack with everybody. Then I think we're going to play the Souls of the Lost. Oh, we'll see what we draw first. The Psychic Frog Man does it all. Such a powerful card. And it's just such a powerful card in the strategy where we get to pitch creatures into our graveyard that we can then get back. It's just free value. Man, desperate over here. Another Souls of the Lost. Or sorry, another Vengevine. So just a casual 7/8. I mean 10/11. There's a land. Okay, well, that's what we got. The synergies of Souls of Lost with Psychic Frog we can pitch, right? I mean, hopefully they don't just play main deck Supreme Verdicts in their what appear to be aggressive creature strategy, but it quickly fetched. Ah, the One Ring. That is one reason why you would quickly untap, tap, whatever. Deals combat damage to player, draw a card, so we're all far. That's okay, we can, on the Otherworldly Gaze, while they dig for answers. Hopefully don't chain together the One Rings on us. What do we want to see? Another useless Fatal Push. I mean, it's not totally useless, but... Oh, and we got rid of our way of getting Gravecrawler back from the graveyard. But, you know, came at the cost, or at the value of a 10/11. I think we're just going to Otherworldly Gaze at our opponent's instep. Does this deck play Graveyard Hate? Also, it's not the typical... I don't think that the Pro Tour Jeskai build played this card. Alright, digging for some answers. Up to 7 cards. I'm sure they have something over there. We have a 3/4, which can grow very large, hopefully outside of the Flage range. They have only one red source, which is probably hindering their how many spells they can cast this turn, unless they go ahead and with their 7 cards have found a second red source. Untapped. Interesting. Is it an Omnath that they're looking to play now? Alright. up to no good over there, I'm sure. Do they counter this? And how much mana do they have to spend to counter it? And they have this guy online to untap target legendary permanent. Alright, so that resolves. Do we even care now about the land? We've been so desperate for the land. It's in our graveyard. Without a way to get the Gravecrawler back. Not sure we care that much. Oh, we do have the Zombie Knight. Alright, we do have a way to get the Gravecrawler back, so we will do this. Now, can we strain our opponent's resources enough to... I hope I didn't put that in the graveyard. Okay, that to do enough damage. Because we're going to have 2 Vengevines. If we do it all correctly. Alright, so what we want to do is play the land first. Discard the Vengevine. Get an Overgrown Tomb. Play the white of the Reliquary. Play the Gravecrawler. And hope they don't have instant speed nonsense. Yes, we would. And they scoop it up. Alright, so that's what we were trying to cobble together. A turn that overwhelmed our opponent's resources. So I imagine they had a way to deal with 1 threat, if not 2, but they couldn't deal with everything that we were about to do. And they scoop up the match. Alright, well, that's okay. I mean, I'm a slower player, certainly this early in the morning playing a new deck, but also, you know, that's number 1. Number 2, it's not a tiered strategy per se, although the Vengevine did show up at the Pro Tour. And number 3, it's one of those decks that you either have sideboard hate against it that gives you a chance, or you don't. And if you're not in a league, you might as well start trying to find another match. But all right, well, we'll take it though. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch you on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, CyclesGaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my Janky Modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction / fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.